Hi, today we're going to be working on a 2007, it's a Jeep, it's a Grand Cherokee, it's a 3.7 liter engine, and we're going to be changing the starter motor because you turn the key and you get absolutely nothing. You just get a tiny little click. We check the battery checks out okay. We check down on the starter to see if it has power, and it does. And also the wire that actually turns the solenoid on, the start wire, it does have power, so we know the starter is no good. So before we do any job, I always take a look on the computer just to make sure what procedure is needed to try to save time. I want to show you something that I learned. On the computer it tells you that you need, on a four-wheel drive Jeep Grand Cherokee, you need to remove the front drive shaft in order to get the starter out. So let me just show you a shortcut. It saves a lot of time, and the way I found it out was because I made the mistake and followed what it said on the repair program. So let me take you and I'm going to show you what you need to do and what a wasted step that actually I wound up doing myself, because everything you read on the computer tells you that you need to take this drive shaft out. So let me show you what it is. Okay, usually before I do any job, I'll take a look on the computer and I'll read the procedure. And as you can see, the procedure says right here, note, if it's equipped with a four-wheel drive, remove the front drive shaft, which is exactly what I did. But then after looking at it a little more closely, I realized that that's a wasted step. You really don't need to take that drive shaft out. So let's get underneath the vehicle and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay. Now, you know the starter is actually on the driver's side. And as you can see, it is in a fairly tight spot up underneath here. The starter itself is up inside here. These are the two starter bolts, this one as well as this one here. You take these two bolts out and you loosen up the starter. Now what it said is to remove this drive shaft, which is just what I did. Taking the drive shaft out is a little bit of a pain in the rear end because of where the bolts are situated, but I did take the drive shaft out. But then after looking at it a little more closely, I realized that's a wasted step. You really don't need to take the shaft out, because when you take off the shield, which is the engine shield, you open it up and you look, and you've got plenty of space right up inside here, and as you can see, there's the starter right there. Obviously that's the one I just replaced, but I just wanted to show that to you. And the starter, it does fit right in here. This is the old starter. It's a tight spot, but as you can see, let me get a light down here so you can see. As you can see, even with the old starter, I mean the new starter in there, the old starter does fit right through here. So it is a wasted step taking out that drive shaft. So if you follow this procedure, you're going to save yourself a bunch of time, and the job is going to go a lot quicker than it says on the computer by removing that drive shaft. Okay, this is the old starter, obviously, but basically once you have these bolts out that I showed you in the back by the starter down there, you got to remove them, and you're going to take out the nut right here. I think it was a 13 or 14 millimeter. You unscrew that nut, and there's a little tab on this wire here. You push that tab in and you pull it out, and it comes right off. Obviously once you have the starter back in the vehicle, you reattach this wire here, tighten it up, and then here you put a little bit of dielectric grease on here so you don't have any contact issues, and you bolt the starter back up nice and tight, and then we put that cover back on the bottom, and we wrap the job up. All right, let's finish this job up. All right, good luck. Any questions, any comments, any advice you need, drop me a line, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.